The former president of Iran, Mohammad Khatami, today called the outcome of the elections in his country a velvet coup against democracy. You're unlikely to hear it like that on Press TV, Iran's state-funded international television service. The media regulator Ofcom confirmed today that it was investigating whether the channel, which operates from near the North Circular Road in West London, had broken the rules which expect a fair degree of accuracy and impartiality. The station's menagerie of presenters includes the colourful MPs Derek Conway and George Galloway, and such figures as Lauren Booth, sister of Cherie Blair, and Andrew Sextup Gilligan. Our culture correspondent Stephen Smith reports.
Press TV's headline news.
Live from London, it's the voice of the Tehran regime in the UK, Press TV. It's a round-the-clock news channel set up 2 years ago to challenge Western media outlets. It's not exactly the country's drive-time favourite, but it knows a man who is. Press TV has recruited some motor-mouth British broadcasters. Just off the Hanger Lane gyratory system in London, from a somewhat nondescript office block, Press TV offers its take on the news to its many or perhaps several viewers. Naturally enough, the station covered the recent election in Iran, and it was over this subject that Press parted company with its star presenter.
Hello and welcome to Forum. I'm Nick Ferrari and this is the topical debate show where the people ask the questions.
Nick Ferrari, a well-known radio host in London, also broadcast for the Iranians, but he quit in protest over the suppression of dissent since the disputed election. Ferrari apparently felt that the post-election unrest, as reported by the BBC and other media, had been airbrushed out by the TV station, though its earlier coverage had been reasonably fair. He added, "I imagine they've been told what to do, and I can't reconcile that with working there."
Since the elections and the results being announced, the coverage has not focused, for example, on the repression against the demonstrators. It has termed them as rioters in many instances. There have been instances where, for example, it has blamed a lot of violence on the protesters, and in that sense, it has not been balanced enough.
This evening, when Newsnight tried to view Press TV's coverage of the days after the Iranian election, it appeared as though an entire week's worth of content wasn't available. As well as Ferrari, Press TV has hired the former Today programme reporter Andrew Gilligan, Yvonne Ridley, who was once held hostage by the Taliban, Tony Blair's sister-in-law, Lauren Booth, the MP Derek Conway, who was expelled from the Tory party, and the Respect MP George Galloway. Rebuilding in Gaza. The conflict here last winter drew viewers to emerging media outlets in the UK, including Press TV, say some commentators, because of perceptions of bias among some more established sources.
Muslims are cynical of the established mainstream media in this country because they believe that they are anti-Muslim. Internationally, they are pro-Israel, or and pro-government when it comes to.
Is that a mainstream view, or would only a few Muslims take that view?
This is a mainstream view in the Muslim community, and you would see this all the time. Whenever there is a news on Palestine and Israel, BBC gets emails and letters from the mainstream community complaining that it is biased towards Israel, especially during the Gaza crisis. And this is why during that period we have people going towards alternative channels.
Now Press TV is to face an investigation by Ofcom, the broadcast regulator, following a complaint that it's breached accuracy and impartiality guidelines. The relevant part of Ofcom's code states,
to ensure that news in whatever form is reported with due accuracy and presented with due impartiality.
Meanwhile, some feel the remainder of Press TV's starry lineup should consider their positions.
Journalists have to take a position, see whether it would be a good idea and to give a station that is owned and run by the government in Tehran to give it legitimacy.
The Iranian channel, which has made a habit of recruiting British talk show hosts, now finds it has some questions to answer.